I've had a wonderful day here, and I'd like to start us out with what I do. So I'm wondering if you can just put your things aside or just kind of scoogee forward on your chair a little bit for me. Good. Thank you. So if you close your eyes, please, and just notice your feet on the ground. Notice your sit bones on the chair. Begin to notice where your hands are touching the chair or your legs. Notice the air coming in and out through your nose and the movement of your rib cage with your breath. Noticing if your inhale is easier or your exhale is easier. Notice if you feel that, as Amyo talked about, any density in the body. Just where you are, right here and right now in this time and space, without judgment as good or bad or right or wrong. There just is. Now let's begin with a little movement. And inhale, go ahead and you can open your eyes if you want. Stretch your arms overhead. Take a deep breath. You can do both arms. Tilting to the right, take a breath and feel that your left ribs open up a little bit. And other side. A breath here. You might touch somebody, it's okay. And come on up. Good. Go ahead and bring your hands behind you in the back of the chair. You can hold on to something and just press down and lift up and take a breath here. And come back to center. Make your hands comfortable. And again, notice your breath. And see if it's a little deeper. If you're able to breathe a little easier with just that little bit of stretch. Noticing your inhale and your exhale. Namaste. Thank you for coming. Thank you. So this is what I do. This is my work as a yoga therapist. Teaching and helping people find the present moment. This is the oldest definition of yoga, to stillness of the mind. And a newer definition of yoga is the process we use to get there, to be at peace. And for me, my understanding, and even in Amnyo's class, and I picked an angel card this morning, and it talked about divine mystery. The divine mystery is in the present moment. And all people in our society, in our world, deserve to be able to access the present moment. And this is my mission. In 2007, I moved, I'd been living in Hawaii for 18 years. I had children there, and I was ready to get them out of Hawaii. And we moved to Boulder, Colorado, so that they could go to high school there. And there was a little more to do, a little less of a small town drug culture, and I wanted to get them out of there. And there was a time where I just was by myself. I had been a single mom, so I moved the girls and I was by myself, and I had some time to reflect. And I'd already taught like 4,000 yoga classes. That's an unbelievable amount of sun salutations. To a certain demographic, lovely women like myself, thank you so much, they provided my income. I had left behind my dance career, which a 25-year dance career, but my body wasn't able to sustain it anymore. I was usually in constant pain and continued to injure myself because of all the inflammation. A vegetarian who didn't eat protein. I did some part-time painting and sculpting for part of our income for the family. And I had left all that in Hawaii. And I thought, what am I going to do? What am I going to do with my life? There's got to be a little more. And it was at that time where I decided to become a yoga therapist. I wanted to give back and went through some training and began to work in the women's shelter in Boulder. Now, the women's shelter in Boulder, you go through 3 security doors to get in, and it's bulletproof. And this place is where women from all over the country come because their predators are on the search for them. And I was able to meet one-on-one with people and help them reduce their stress. And I want to tell you about, over these years, of some of the women that I've met that have moved on. I was very lucky that one of my clients helped me develop a nonprofit called Yoga Impact. We're currently still working in Boulder. I worked at the Boulder County Jail. One of the women there, Tracy, now she got out of jail. She became a yoga teacher. We put her through the training. And now she runs a transitional program there, 5 different classes a week, both in the men's and women's. And when the people come out of jail, they're able to still take yoga classes to get that transition. Tracy was in jail because she murdered her husband in a domestic violence dispute. Imagine sitting with that in your head, for the year that she was in jail. I met Krista there. She went through a yoga teacher training. She had cancer, breast cancer. She had her double mastectomy, her breast removed. And through the yoga, the work that we did, she's now presenting yoga at conferences for, I think it's just women who have been molested or sexually abused by religious leaders. I think one of the stories that affected me when I was in Boulder is there was a woman, and she was at the shelter and she was coming down from drugs, and I couldn't even get her to do the stretches that we just did. So we went out in the kitchen and I taught her how to make a cup of tea there. I remember that eye contact that we had for that few minutes felt like a deep practice of yoga. We were in union. We were in the present moment together, and she was getting a little relief from her suffering. Now I live in New Jersey. In New Jersey, I met Wendy. Wendy's son died at 15 from suicide. He walked in front of a truck. Wendy wishes that so many children and teens could know this gift of how to get to the present moment, and that's currently what she does. She's working in the schools with high schoolers and helping to teach them, especially with mental health issues, skills to find that present moment. Anita in the Morris County Jail in New Jersey was also a victim, she was a victim of crime of passion. She helped her boyfriend kill his wife. She sits in jail with that knowledge. And in her own passion, I remember her walking up to me, and I didn't know what she had done, why she was there. But she said, "How do I forgive myself?" I said, "A little bit at a time. Practice." She's the one that gathers all the women up and makes sure everybody gets to the yoga class there. I also teach yoga teachers in Detroit, Michigan. That's where I'm from originally, and my own sister there. Works through her, decided she ended up with diabetes. She said, "I don't want to give myself shots," so she changed her eating, and she walks after every meal. And so I'm working there and actually getting to know her because we didn't have any communication for about 7 years after our mom died. Some of you might know how that goes. And so we're getting back together, and I just love her like crazy. She's a beautiful musician. She's got a strong voice, but she smokes so much marijuana that I don't think she'll ever find herself, her voice, to get and move forward. I was just in Greece a week ago, helping yoga people learn how to be yoga therapists there also. And Yota is working with a young man to help him walk. And when I sat with her and we talked about the plan for this young man, she just cried because she didn't know, that she could be so helpful. But to get this young man and empower him to take charge and power in his own life. Amber, who's from Australia, she's in the training there also, cried because she was able to help a woman do just some simple stretches, which felt life-changing to this woman. And so what we're working with is to develop ourselves and keep ourselves healthy so we can do our work and do our passion. And sometimes I'm like, God, can I go back and be an artist again? And, I do a little dancing, I do a little Argentine tango to get over all this yoga that I do. But my passion for you, and the oldest teachings of yoga are, some of you might have heard this word, the Kundalini energy, to raise your Kundalini energy. This is all about finding your potential and going out there and serving, giving back. Okay, service. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says you can just be born enlightened, or meditate, which is like, that's so hard. Or you can do service. And this is the passion that I bring to Yoga Impact and the women that I train and work with. And what I want to leave you with is, hold up my hand. Okay, there's 5 points of wellness that I teach. The first one is please exercise 20 minutes a day. If tomorrow is 1 minute, that's fine. 1 minute is better than no minutes. 20 minutes a day. I've looked up all the science on this stuff. Eat well. Eat real food and learn and be able to digest it. If you can't, go get some help on that. Relax. Yoga teachers are really good at teaching that. If you find one that's not just about fitness, learn how to relax. And you can find guided meditations online. Okay? There is no such thing as failing at meditating. You set your little timer for 5 minutes, you do your best, you've meditated. It's fine. Even the Dalai Lama has moments, and then big moments where he cannot. Okay, just so you know. The next one is positive mental processing. This is like yoga philosophy is steeped in positive mental processing. Okay, what is going on with your mind? If you close your eyes and you can't find peacefulness, what is it that you need to do? Do you need to talk to somebody and get some help? Or is it some habits that you could learn? If you practice worrying all the time, you get really good at it. Yeah. But the most important thing, and I can teach people all these skills. I have lots I can teach you those, but it's your life's path. Everything that's happening and talking about at this conference is the most important thing. Because if you're not on your path, these things don't mean anything. But if you can look at these skills and use them to bolster your life's path, to give you more energy, the mindfulness of these skills I talked about is everything I do bringing me toward peacefulness in the present moment. And that's my message for you. Thank you. Namaste.